Bitcoin is looking very bullish in the last few weeks. But there's also a big chance that we're going to see a big retracement back to this resistance area. We're also running into big critical resistance. So I will tell you in this video what we can expect for Bitcoin in the coming week. I will also have a look at the two altcoins Bittensor TAO and Pepe, but about that later in the video. There's also a lot of interesting data coming into the market for the Bitcoin and the Ethereum ETFs. So watch this video all the way to the end, like the video, and let's dive right into the charts. On the 1 hour time frame, we can see that Bitcoin made a beautiful pump to the top side and is now consolidating inside of this beautiful range. And we are seeing multiple touch points on the top side as resistance and also on the lower side as support. And we're seeing that the price of Bitcoin is grinding a little bit upwards. So let's see what we can expect for the coming day, because we can also revisit this topside resistance. And if we visit this topside resistance, we will see levels around the $64,500. And this is looking very bullish if we are going to back to this top side. But potentially we could also see a break of this formation and retest the previous support as resistance and then come further back down. But keep in mind that this price is now a little bit grinding upwards and we are still in this huge uptrend. And if we have a look on the 4 hour time frame, we can see that Bitcoin is in this beautiful uptrend to the top side. We can see the price is looking very beautiful and we are now in this uptrend on the 4 hour time frame. But of course we want to gain this previous high and now we're running into this resistance, so we need to gain this level in order to become a little bit more bullish. And yesterday the Bitcoin ETF saw a little bit of a neutral day. We saw a total inflow of $4.5 million, so this is looking a little bit more bullish than bearish of course. We can see that Grayscale was selling their Bitcoin into the market yesterday again, so this was having a very negative effect on the price. But eventually we saw a positive day and that is what counts. And if we then have a look on the Ethereum ETF, we saw a huge negative day for the Ethereum ETF. And we saw that Grayscale is selling almost $81 million of Ethereum onto the market. So this is of course very bearish. And in total we saw a 79.3 million of outflows into the Ethereum ETF. So this is very bearish for the Ethereum ETF. But on the chart Ethereum is a little bit more bullish. But of course the Ethereum outflows doesn't help with the price. And if we then have a look on the daily time frame for Bitcoin, we can see these lower high structure is still occurring and we are still in this big downtrend on the daily time frame. So of course we want to see that this previous high is getting gained by this price action right now. So we need to gain this high and retest this resistance as a support area again, and then we can see a huge trend reversal. So for now we are seeing in this higher low structure, and if we're going to see a rejection from this level, because we're already seeing a lot of resistance coming into the market here, so if we're going to see a rejection from this level, we could come back to this previous resistance to turn maybe into support, and then we can aim for higher targets. But for now we want to see that this previous high is getting gained to the top side, and that will have a bullish effect on the price of Bitcoin. And this could all happen today or maybe later in the week. So this is the next big make or break point for Bitcoin. So we are going to see a break to the top side or we are going to see a huge rejection. And let me know in the comments what you think, what we are going to see in the coming days. And on this chart with multiple horizontal levels as resistance and support, we can see that this beautiful horizontal resistance is coming into play, and we see a lot of rejection coming into the market in the last few days because this level is very strong for Bitcoin. So of course we want to see a break up to the top side and then we can retest the previous resistance as support, and then the next big horizontal level will be around the $68,000. But of course we could also potentially see a bearish scenario play out and that we're going to see a rejection from this level. And then we come back down to this $60,500 level, and this horizontal level is also acting as support and resistance. But after this beautiful gain of this level, we didn't even retest it, so this level is still untested. So we could expect a retest down to this level to turn this resistance into support. So potentially we could see a bounce from here and then create more highs and then eventually break this huge resistance area, because on the daily time frame we can see a little bit of an uptrend here now happening. So we want to gain this previous high and then we can create a huge trend reversal on the daily time frame. And this is very interesting information which I'm going to show you, because MicroStrategy is outperforming every single company in the S&P 500 since they are buying Bitcoin. So this is very interesting to see. So if other companies are going to buy Bitcoin, they could also outperform other companies in the S&P 500. So this is having a very bullish effect on the price of MicroStrategy. And Michael Saylor is one of the biggest bulls in the Bitcoin market. So let's see if other companies are as well going to buy more Bitcoin and put it on their balance sheet, because it is having a very bullish effect on the price of their stocks. And also another interesting news article was coming out yesterday, and BlackRock now requires Coinbase to deposit Bitcoin directly on-chain within 12 hours of instruction after concerned they were raising and it was selling paper Bitcoin to ETFs. So this means that money was going into the BlackRock ETF, and Coinbase is the issuer of the BlackRock ETF. So Coinbase was just selling paper Bitcoin and not real Bitcoin. And now BlackRock demands that Coinbase needs to buy Bitcoin within 12 hours after issuing more buying pressure from the ETFs. So this is very bullish, and this will also create a lot of buying pressure into the Bitcoin markets, which will pump up the price of Bitcoin even more. And as I was saying, we saw a beautiful breakout of Bitcoin of this huge falling wedge formation, and we saw a price compression. Eventually we saw a big breakout to the top side, and we are now seeing a little bit of resistance coming into the market, as I was saying in the other charts. So for now we could also potentially go back down and see a big retracement to this level to turn resistance into support, and then from there we can enter the market in the long and aim for higher prices. So if you still want to enter the Bitcoin market, this could be your last chance to enter the market before the big bull market starts, because this resistance area isn't tested as support yet. So we could potentially see a retracement back to this resistance area and test it as support. And this will be your final chance to enter the market in the long. And on this other daily chart, we can also see this formation was unfolding. We saw multiple touch points on the top side here as this resistance line was unfolding. And also on the lower side, this horizontal support was coming into play. And now we saw a beautiful breakout. So we could potentially come back to this level, retest this as support, and then create more higher prices. And the first interesting altcoin I want to have a look at is Bittensor TAO. We saw that TAO was having a very big breakout, and we saw that it broke the horizontal resistance to the top side. In the last weeks I've been warning you that I was buying Bittensor TAO inside of this lower side or accumulation zone. So this green box of accumulation was the very interesting place to buy more TAO for the long term. And we now can see that we saw a beautiful bounce from this level, and we're already up for 150%. So this is insane, of course. And maybe you're now panicking and you want to enter the market as well for Bittensor TAO. But as I'm always saying, don't buy into this big pump. You always have to wait for a retracement, and you want to buy on red days. So we could potentially also see a retracement back to this huge horizontal level, which hasn't been retested as support. So this resistance can be retested as support, and if we're going back to this level, you can enter the market in a long or just spot buy order and then aim for higher prices. So just be patient and put your limit orders at this level, and we could potentially see a retracement back to this level. And from there you want to enter the market for TAO. And let me know in the comments if you bought TAO together with me at this beautiful green box of accumulation, and if you're now into the profits. And the next interesting altcoin I want to have a look at is Pepecoin. We can see Pepe was unfolding this huge formation with multiple touch points and this trend line resistance, and also we saw this huge horizontal support level coming into play. We saw a beautiful break of this resistance area. And now we can also see that this horizontal resistance is coming into play for Pepe. So we could potentially see a retracement back to this resistance area to turn it into support. And from there, after this retest, you can enter the market for Pepe and then aim for high prices. But these big horizontal levels for Pepe are going to be interesting to look at. And if we are going to break these levels to the top side, then we can see more upside potential for Pepecoin. So the breakout target of this formation will be confluent with the top side, and that will be around here. And that is also confluent with the previous all-time high. So if you still want to enter the market for Pepe, this retest could be very interesting to enter the market. And from there, from this retest, you can enter the market in the long or just spot buy order and then aim for higher targets. So this was it for today. Please leave a like if you find the video useful. Follow me on my socials, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.